Greetings! This is Manic Mark coming to you from the secret, real, fake, underground, outsider artist bunker hidden somewhere in the Midwest. And today we're bringing you a new story, which is based on an old story which I told quite some time ago. They got very limited interest because I think it was a story told right from the heart and not full of that YouTube punch it needs to have to get the point across. So, this is the story called Marky and his little dwarf friend Davy. That's right. Back in high school I had a friend who was a dwarf, and I didn't know at the time that there was anything wrong with him, except that he was little and kind of oddly shapen, and it didn't matter to me, and I didn't know what dwarfs were all about, and that's what we called them, and it wasn't derogatory, so don't get on me about the little people thing. Okay, this is like historical memory, and I'm going to try to keep it entertaining and historical. Okay, here we go. Davy and his little friend Marky. The dwarf-minded person, and Davy, the little regular person with the big human brain, the regular-sized... Okay, so, Davy, let's go to the high school science camp. We'll have lots of fun. We'll study frogs and butterflies and all about the flowers.
Golly, Bert, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go to science camp and study about frogs and birds and butterflies.
Well, Davy, here we are at the science camp, and apparently they're going to split us up. You're going with the good children, and I'm going to be placed with all the rejects, the misfits. So, see you later, Davy. Maybe I'll catch up with you later on today.
Okay, Mark, have fun with the misfits. You deserve it.
So, here I am during the day with these kids. They're not bad kids, but we all know for some reason that we've been put together because we're the dregs of the science camp. And I wanted to learn about frogs and crap like that. I like science, but no, that wasn't going to be. I don't even remember what we did. But I do remember that this counselor came up and said, well, now to get into the mess hall to have dinner tonight, you have to come up with a song. So figure out something to sing and we'll feed you. Okay. So since we're all feeling kind of rejected and not kind of it with the thing going on, we wrote a song that perhaps wasn't appropriate for mess hall getting in to eat entrance song type. Okay, so we get up to and we wait till the last group, right? So because we're just unsure, and you know, like put off the inevitable, like kick in the ass until the last. Get up to the door. What's your song? So all five of us, here we go. Raw, 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 wear the green bras, beat the meat, give us something to eat. Well, the counselor really wasn't on board with our jingle, and he let us in because all that was left to eat was green beans. That's it. That's what we had for dinner. Green beans. So now, I don't remember what happens. All I know in the next scene is it's night, it's dark, I'm in a tent with Davy.
Yeah, here we are. We're in the tent. Hi, Mark, we're here in the tent together.
Oh, yeah.
And it's dark, and we're here in the tent.
Yes, here we are in the tent, and we're not supposed to be here because there's a lecture on like butterflies and shit going on down in a cabin, right? But I can hear the counselor coming through, checking tents, and there's a few other misfits around too up there that night, and he's like, oh, get down there, what are you doing up here? And he gets to our tent, and he unzips it, and I'm petrified, and he looks in, and he looks at Davy and says, why, young, small person with special disabilities, you shouldn't be up here in the tent all by yourself. Perhaps I can escort you down to the butterfly lecture where you belong. Then he looks at me and says, you piece of shit, you're gonna burn in hell for staying up here in the tent all by yourself, not learning about butterflies, you.
Golly, it's a sad situation, Mark, but you're just gonna have to run down to the butterfly lecture, smashing into trees and cutting yourselves on bushes and fearing for your life.
That's exactly what I did. I got down to the lecture, and I don't know what, to lecture. I don't care. I sat in the back, you know, in wet underwear, saturated with pee, because I was so scared. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for Davey. I remember the rest of the next few days really kind of sucked, and one kid rolled up a cigarette made out of a gum wrapper and some leaves on the ground, and another kid accused me of drinking wine on the top of the high school roof, and which I never did, but it kind of sounded cool, so I kind of went with that. And I don't ever know if I saw Davey again.
Why, sure you did, Mark. Every night when you're asleep, you wake up in a cold sweat thinking about all those wonderful things we could have done in the tent alone together.
This is just really bad. I'm really sorry. Little people are fine. They're just little, and some of them are not totally shaped right, but, you know, I have to live with this. Ha! So get over it!